The Assassin's Creed Odyssey Platinum. This was definitely, it was kind of a tough platinum, I'm not gonna lie. It took me a while. There wasn't anything that was super hard while making, while trying to go for this platinum, but it was just kind of grindy. And yeah, but, other than that, I'm here today to talk about my progress, my process, and talk about the different trophies that I had to earn. Now, before we start, just want to say, if you want to see more content like this, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and if you want to, receive notifications whenever a video comes out, hit the little bell. Other than that, let's go ahead and jump straight into it. So, for Assassin's Creed Odyssey, the platinum percentage is a 4.9%, and honestly, it's not a very hard platinum, it just takes a while. I have a total of 99 hours on this game, but that wasn't all from going for Plat. A lot of that time was from the first time I ever played the game, and I was just kind of playing it just to play the game, and then, a few years later, I actually started to go for the platinum in this game. So, there's a lot of trophies on here that I've already earned a long time ago, mostly story trophies. So, most of the trophies on here are just story trophies. For instance, this is Sparta Complete the Battle of 300. This was the very beginning battle in the game where it's kind of like a little tutorial. And obviously, most of these are just completing episodes in the game. They're not very difficult. It does take some time to complete the main story, but it doesn't take that long. And we finish on episode 9, Odyssey's End, which is complete episode 9 plus the epilogue. When I finally finished this game, it took me, a few months to complete the story, but that's just because I wasn't going for the platinum very seriously. I wasn't playing the game every single day. I was just, slowly working at this. But finally, eventually, once you complete the main story, you will have at least gotten 10 trophies for completing the story. And now we start on the other trophies. So, I'm going to go ahead and sort these trophies by ultra rare to common, just because this is the order that I completed the trophies in. I don't do it by the order it already has for you, just because, I just find it easier to just start going for the more common trophies and whatnot. So the shiny trophy was to acquire and equip your first legendary item. You will literally, if you have your Ubisoft account connected to any other Assassin's Creed games, it'll give you legendary items for playing those other Assassin's Creed games. So like I played Black Flag, and it gave me some legendary Black Flag loot. So this is like pretty much just an automatic trophy, and if you don't get any legendary stuff at the very start of the game, you'll get legendary stuff later in the game. It's not a super hard trophy to get. Ramming speed, which is to cleave a ship in half. You will do this eventually. It's pretty unmissable to do. It's also super easy to cleave a ship in half, and the game will tell you how to do it. It's not very hard. It's the same with harder, better, faster, stronger to upgrade the undress stuff for the first time. This is just upgrading your ship. This is super easy. You'll do this very early in the game. Make it your own, which is to engrave your first item. This is actually somewhat missable, because the game doesn't ever really force you to engrave anything, but it's not very hard to engrave an item. You just go to the blacksmith and you engrave a piece of armor or a weapon. Aphrodite's Embrace. Spend the night with another character. This is very easy. It is possible to miss this, but as long as you find someone with a line of dialogue that has a little heart next to it, you can, riz your way into someone's bed. It's not very difficult. I had to manually do this just because I don't like doing it. It wastes time. Scourge of the Aegean. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but this is sink your first epic ship. You will eventually do this, especially with, if you never try and actively sink an epic ship. Some of the Cultists of Cosmos have epic ships, and once you sink it, you'll get this trophy. I just kind of searched around the waters for a little bit, and I found this big ass Spartan ship, and I just sunk that. You work for me now. Recruit and assign a legendary NPC for your ship. As long, this is somewhat missable, but as long, actually no, this is guaranteed to happen if you've played any other Assassin's Creed game like Black Flag. It'll automatically give you a legendary NPC for your ship. But if it doesn't at the start of the game, what you can do is if you let any of your family live, they can work for you on the ship, and those count as legendary people. I am legend. Equip 1 legendary melee and 5 legendary armor pieces. This is easy. You'll acquire legendary items throughout the game. This isn't very difficult. Hero for hire. Win your first on-land conquest battle in any region, excluding Megaris and Hero's Journey. This is very easy. You'll have to do this eventually for Cultists of Cosmos anyway, so, you know, not very difficult. War Master. Kill the leader of any region with low resources other than Megaris. So this is pretty easy. It is somewhat missable, but it's not very hard to do. All you have to do is weaken an area to like low resources and then kill the leader. It's not very hard. It's the preferable way of killing the leader anyways, because he'll be less protected than if the status was strengthened. And then Fashion's Creed. Equip a legendary armor set. This is very easy. This will happen eventually. So we have some more story trophies, and then Infamous. Raise your bounty to the maximum level. Now, this isn't very hard to do, but it is kind of missable. All you have to do is literally just go into a town and just kill a bunch of people, or you can go to like an army base and just kill everyone there without assassinating anyone. So you just fight everyone. It'll be very easy to raise your bounty to maximum level, and then once you do this, you can just, you know, get rid of your bounty. You can just pay it off. Birthright. Discover Atlantis and speak with Pythagoras. This isn't hard to do, but it requires you to do some quests, some side quests that are, you know, not on the main story list. So what I'd recommend doing is looking up a guide for this trophy. It's not super hard to do, but just knowing where the quests are is important. One head down. Defeat a full cluster of Cultists of Cosmos. This is very easy. You just have to go for Cultists of Cosmos and, you know, defeat them. And if you're going for Platinum, this will happen automatically because you'll have to kill all the Cultists of Cosmos. The Midas Touch. Engrave a legendary item with a legendary effect. Once you unlock a legendary engraving, this is very easy to do. And you unlock legendary engravings just through leveling up. So this isn't very difficult. Acquire a tier 3 active ability. This requires you to upgrade your spear to level 2, which I don't think requires that many artifact pieces. So this isn't very difficult. So yeah, not very hard at all. It's literally just get your spear to level 2 and then you can start doing this. Going for gold. Complete the Olympic quest line. I can't... Okay, so according to PSN profiles and the guide for Assassin's Creed Odyssey, basically you'll be given a set of side quests during episode 7, and it's pretty unmissable. And you'll have to complete them in order to progress. So it's kind of an unmissable trophy. If we look at the clip here, it's me completing. You had to fight in the Olympics, and this was part of the story, and you'll get the trophy. Riddle me this. Outwit the Sphinx. So you have to go to the Sphinx and basically solve her riddle. It's not very hard. I'd recommend looking up a guide for the Sphinx to make it easier if you're not able to complete it on your own. But this trophy isn't very hard. This is one of the bosses that you have to defeat for the artifact pieces for the Odyssey, not the Odyssey, for Atlantis. At least I'm pretty sure. Obviously, Legend in the Making, complete episode 7, complete episode 8, and then boom, complete episode 9 plus epilogue. That's the story done. Amazing victory. Defeat the Minotaur. Now, this trophy actually took me some time because I was trying to defeat the Minotaur at a lower level than what the Minotaur actually was. I think the Minotaur is like 45, and I was trying to do this at like 35, something like that. And the Minotaur is actually kind of difficult if you're not at the same level as the Minotaur. So I'd recommend leveling up before going for the Minotaur. And basically to defeat the Minotaur, I would look up a guide for this. You have to do a series of side quests.
Call emergency meeting.
Let's go! Oh! 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 Oh my goodness, dude. You don't understand what I just did right now.
Maybe something there will help us find your partner. Yes, our home. Let's go. I understand.
So yeah, it's not very difficult. You just, I would recommend being a higher level. Demigod, reach level 50. This trophy probably took me the longest. I completed the story at a somewhat low level, like 30 something, and you have to grind. I'm not gonna lie, I did a lot of side quests. I also did bounties and contracts, which is required for trophies anyways, but doing this, it took me a long time, I'm not gonna lie.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
As you can tell by my reaction, obviously, I was very excited to get this trophy. This trophy took me a long time. It was just like a week of just going on the game and then just mind-numbingly playing out freaking side quests. It wasn't fun. But yeah, this shouldn't be that much of an issue depending on how you play through the game. But if you're just going for platinum and you're not wanting to enjoy the story or do side things on, during the actual story, this is going to take you a while. Bloodsport, defeat a mercenary in the arena. Once you discover the arena, it is not very hard to get a mercenary in the arena because they'll often travel to the arena. And basically all you have to do is just, kill the mercenary. It's not very difficult.
It's 110. How many stars is that? How much does that cost? $1?
As you can tell, it's not very difficult. Eye on the prize, defeat the Cyclops. So while I was going for the Cyclops boss, I accidentally went and killed a different Cyclops. I killed Steropes, I forget what his name is. That is actually one of the additional feats trophies. You don't need it for the platinum, and I didn't know this. And so I had to go look up a guide and figure out where the Cyclops was, do the side quests, and killing him was pretty easy. I was almost the same level as him, so it wasn't very difficult to defeat him. And most of the Cyclops bosses are very easy, especially since they attack pretty slow.
Why is he damn throwing rocks? Stop it with the rocks, bro.
Oh, shit. Where's Garbo?
Jesus Christ, bro. That was the easiest trophy ever.
As you can tell, I was kind of mad, but I did kill him. It wasn't that hard. The Argonauts, fully crew the Andresta with legendary lieutenants. Now for this trophy you have to have, I can't remember, but you just have to have all of your lieutenants legendary, and you can do this if you get the ending where you save every single member of your family, because they will be able to work for you on the boat. They'll be lieutenants on the boat if you save every single member of your family, which is what I did, just because that's the ending that I wanted to get. And so if you don't save every single member of your family, you should have legendary lieutenants, and if you don't, then I would recommend looking up a guide on how to get some of the legendary lieutenants so you can do this.
This is a trophy right here.
No way. Those are so
There we go. Easy trophy. Holy.
Are you not entertained? Become champion of the arena. So you want to go for this trophy after you hit level 50, as the final person you have to kill in the arena is level 50, and you're going to be going through waves of level 50 enemies. One thing I would recommend is getting an axe, because the axe heavy attack, you can chain the overpowered heavy attack for the axe. You can chain it, and it just makes for killing enemies easier.
Whew, that was challenging, I'm not gonna lie. And I got the trophy. Let's go.
You've lived up to what, Mayor?
Thank you.
So yeah, this one took me a while and I had to wait to do it till I was almost level 50. I wasn't level 50 when I did it, but I recommend doing that. In Perseus's image, defeat Medusa. Now the Medusa boss fight can be difficult and you don't have to do very many quests to actually get this boss fight. I think it's just a few different quests and it doesn't take that long to do it, but Medusa can be difficult. I was level 50 when I fought her and she was also level 50, so it wasn't very difficult. She actually doesn't even do that much damage if you're the same level as her, but she can be tricky if you're lower level, so I'd recommend leveling up and actually fighting her at her same level or maybe even a higher level. But this boss fight wasn't that hard.
Q.
Someone item.
Cool. Easy dubs.
Top of the food chain, become the first mercenary. Now, believe it or not, you'll actually be working on this trophy throughout your entire playthrough of the game, because as you receive bounty levels, you know, mercenaries will come and try and kill you, and if you kill them, then you take their spot on the mercenary leaderboard if they're higher level than you. I actually didn't have to target that many mercenaries, I just had to target like the one above me, because when I actually went for this trophy, I was almost pretty much top of the mercenary list. And once you kill the top mercenary, you become a top mercenary. A new list unlocks with harder mercenaries, but those aren't required. You just have to get to the initial top, which I think the last dude is like level 50.
Trophy, baby. Give me that
Are you
trophy.
serious right now?
Easy freaking trophy, dude.
Wrath of the Amazons. Cleave a ship while having an all-woman crew. So, in order to do this, I'm pretty sure you need to have your crew skin be women. I'm not entirely sure if that counts, but you have to have all of your lieutenants be women. And it's not very difficult. I used some of the Assassin's Creed lieutenants that I had because they were women. So this isn't very difficult. You just have to actually, you know, do it. So if you're going for platinum, this one isn't very hard to do.
It takes you to how far? What are you doing? Get out! Dude, you just got murked. There we go. Jeez, man. Wrong, dude.
The Cult Unmasked. Defeat all the cultists of Cosmos. This trophy took me a while because there's just a lot of cultists where you have to go do a bunch of extra crap for them, and I think it's kind of bullcrap. But it's not very difficult. Once you hit level 50, you can pretty much just go for all the cultists, and then the final cultist, not to spoil anything, you don't have to fight them. So
I can weather any storm.
Here we go. Defeat all cultists of Cosmos. So I decided not
So
to.
try not to spoil anything if you know, don't care. If you care about the game being spoiled, you know, pretty much the final cultist is super easy. You just go through a cutscene, that's all. Legacy restored. Upgrade your spear to tier 6. This happens after you defeat all the cultists of Cosmos, and I'm actually wrong about the previous achievement to get a tier 3 active ability. You have to have your spear to tier 5. That's my bad. But yeah, upgrading your tier to tier 6, you just have to defeat all the cultists, so you'll get this trophy after you defeat all the cultists, and then you're able to go level up your spear to tier 6.
There you go. Spear's maxed. There's a trophy.
Master of the Hunt. Complete the Daughters of Artemis questline. Now, this trophy isn't difficult at all. This is actually really easy to do. All you do is just do a questline. Just look up a guide for the questline. It's not very difficult.
Another warning. Please. I'll lead them.
I got a trophy for that? That was a trophy! That was
Misthios in training. Complete 20 bounties, war contracts, or naval quests from the message board. So this is pretty easy. All you have to do is just accept all the bounties and contracts, which I would recommend doing. Just accept all of them, no matter what it is, and then just do the bounties, and eventually you'll get contracts unlocked as you play the game, you know, more and more. And this took me a little while to do because I mostly did bounties. But if you do this kind of as a secondary thing, especially since you should be doing this while you're trying to go for level 50, because these give you a lot of XP and a lot of money.
okay. I did the contracts.
You see there, I just randomly unlocked it because I had a contract accepted to burn war supplies, so you know, it's a very easy trophy, it just takes a little while. I have the power. Perform an overpower attack with every weapon type. So I'm an idiot, I did this, but there's a bow overpower attack, and I didn't know this, and you have to unlock the ability in your ability selection in order to do this. So this is very easy to miss, and if you're going for Plat, most likely you'll look up a guide for this trophy and you'll see, yes, you have to do it for the bow, which I didn't know. So it's not very difficult as long as you have overpower attack, the ability unlocked for the bow and for weapons. You should have a weapon for every single weapon class. This is not very difficult.
Overpower bow strike. Here we go. Okay. So. There we go. Well, that was easy.
Everyone benefits. Complete Marcos's questline. This is a very easy trophy. All you have to do is go and complete the Marcos questline. I would recommend looking up a guide for this. It's not very many quests. I think it's like 3 or 4 quests you have to do. So any of these questline trophies, they're pretty easy to do. All you have to do is just complete a bunch of side quests. And like I said, I would look up a guide for every single one of these so you can find out where these quests are.
There you go. Not even a good axe. That's crazy.
Island Hopper. Complete 20 quests on Pefka, Obsidian, and Abantus Islands. I unlocked this. It didn't take me very long to do this because I had already done a lot of quests on these islands. But basically, you just go around and do side quests. That's all you do.
Oh, I did it. I finished it. Wow.
So yeah, it didn't take me very long, but you'll get this. This is probably one of your last trophies to get. Lord of the Seas. Upgrade the Andrestia to legendary status. This took me a while. I was doing this kind of on the side. Basically, you're going to need a crap ton of wood and a lot of ancient tablets. And as long as you're scrapping your weapons that you don't use, you should get enough resources for this. What I would do is I would just collect a bunch of weapons. Just a bunch of random weapons like rare, common, and epic weapons, and then I would scrap them. They just give you a lot of wood, a lot of leather, and a lot of metal and obsidian glass and stuff. So it's not very difficult, it just takes a while to do.
Let's go, baby!
The only reason I'm doing it is because
So, as you can see in the clip, you don't have to max every single upgrade, you just have to get it to the second to last to where it's a legendary upgrade, because the last upgrade for any of the upgrades is super expensive. As you can see, freaking 6,000 wood, 7,000 leather, almost 3,000 of the rare crystals, whatever they're called, and then over 160,000 drachmae. It's a lot. You don't have to upgrade it to the last tier, just the second to last tier. Stink Eye. Recover the Cyclops' eye from a goat on Kefalonia. So this is a reference to the beginning of the game where you take the Cyclops' obsidian eye and you shove it up a goat's butt. Basically, all you have to do is just go to Kefalonia and then just start killing goats. And eventually, it's RNG, and you'll eventually get this trophy. It's not very difficult. All you have to do Just go to Cephalonia and start killing goats, and you'll eventually get the Cyclops' eye.
Okay, quick shot. I was back.
There we go. GG's. Okay, that was easy as trophy.
And of course you have to loot the goats too. You know, I should probably mention that. You can't just kill them, you have to loot them. Trust me, I'm a doctor. Complete the Hippocrates questline. Very easy. Just complete Hippocrates questline. You know, like I said, look up a guide for this so you can know where the quest is.
Okay. There's a trophy.
A Pirate's Life for me, complete Xenia's questline. This is actually kind of difficult. I would highly recommend looking up a guide for this because you have to go and find treasures for Xenia, and if without a guide it's pretty difficult and takes a lot of time. So like I said, I'd recommend looking up a guide for this.
I can complete this. I don't have to do this anymore. This was mind-numbingly boring as hell. I don't want to do this again. Jeez, man.
Hermes Homie, unveil all subregions of Greece. This trophy took me so long to do, and I did this all in one night. This trophy can be extremely hard to get. You have to unveil all the subregions of Greece. This means discovering every single piece of landmass, which means, you know, walking on that piece of land for a little bit so it's not grayed out. And also uncovering all pieces of the ocean, so there's none of that ancient painting type thing on the ocean. And if you know what I mean, if you look at your map and you see parts of the ocean that look like an ancient map or something, you have to uncover all of that. Now, I was struggling to figure out. This was the last trophy that I did. This is my platinum trophy. I was struggling to figure out. I'm like, why the heck? You know, why is this trophy not giving it to me? Because the guide I was looking at said it was buggy, that it might not give it to you when you finally do it, but you'll eventually get it. So I was kind of waiting, but it was my last trophy, so I started looking hard for somewhere that might not be, you know, uncovered. So yeah, it took me a long time to do that. I found one tiny little island that I had missed. I thought I didn't miss it, but it's kind of hard to not miss it, so I was able to get that trophy. Child of Poseidon, complete all underwater location objectives. This isn't very difficult. I'd recommend looking at a guide so you can see all the underwater locations. There's a lot. I think there's like 40 something of them, but as long as you're doing this on the side of other trophies, you know, if you're actively, whenever you see an underwater location, doing it, it's not very hard to do. I just had to grind out about 30 of them. And to complete underwater locations, literally all you have to do is just loot the treasure chests. And there are a few that are really annoying, but yeah, it's not very difficult to do. And then finally, for the last trophy, obviously earn every other trophy, and that is your platinum.
One singular location that might give me my plat. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
So as you can see from the clip, I got this when I finally discovered that one piece of land that I hadn't discovered yet. So yeah, that's Assassin's Creed Platinum. It's not very difficult, it just takes a lot of grinding. I think I was at 60 hours on the save that I started going for Platinum on, because I played the game a long time ago on one save, had about like, I don't know, 40-ish hours, something like that, and then on this save, I think I had like 59 or 60 hours. So yeah, but yeah, that's Platinum. It wasn't very difficult. It didn't take a super long time. It's just grindy. Other than that, if you guys want to see some funny clips that I captured from my journey on playing this game, continue watching. But other than that, that's all I have to say for my Platinum.
This could kill. What the hell? Oh. that.
I'm the fashion, right now, can't look road, and I'm speeding. I got hella balls tryna fuck me.
Yeah, you're dead. How do you feel about that? What? What? Oh.
Let's give these kids a show. They'll.
You will.
Wow, what a battle! You fought like Atalanta!
You do fight with the strength of the gods.
You're a gift from the goddess herself.
Can I do an overpower attack game? Oh my god!
I will not be lectured on the morality of my work by a...
I'll get the.
What the dog doing?
If you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. And if you want to see videos whenever I release them, hit the little bell icon. It'll notify you whenever I release a video. Other than that, I will see you guys later. This is runnerman 15, and goodbye.